to scream. I want to scream. I want to scream. Oh, and I'm doing my best. For some reason, I'm just struggling to step into this fucking techno world. Fucking colonial red tape fucking bullshit. It just doesn't feel like me. I could write. I could write. And that's what I want to do. I just want to write. It's gotta be so fucking complicated. Why? Why do us humans have to make everything so fucking complicated? You know, the native people, they just shared their stories. They just shared their stories. They didn't have to. What's with all this bullshit? It makes my heart hurt. It makes my chest hurt. I just want to share the stories. How fucking complicated is that? It's not. Why do we have to make it so complicated? Fucking ridiculous. I went to buy it, thinking about buying a vehicle. That's fucking complicated. Getting a vehicle, that's fucking complicated. I couldn't believe the questions on opening up a simple bank account. Like, really? And of course she's sitting there and then she starts asking me questions. I'm like, okay, then if you know every fucking thing about me, what do you ask me questions for? Oh, just to validate this and validate that. And here I went to do a background check, right? I did a little background check on myself. They couldn't hardly find squat shit on me. But yet, I walk into a bank, give them a couple small details, and they know my entire history. Really? That doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me whatsoever. it's just interesting how a couple pushes of a button and whoop, there it is. Yet, this whole, and maybe I'm making it more complicated than it really is. I don't know. I just know I love sharing my stories. I love because I've learned a lot of beautiful shit out of it. Maybe there's something there for somebody else. Maybe it'll inspire another woman, another female. The shit that I've gone through. You know, it's gone. You can do it, sister. You can do it. I know I have an amazing story to tell. I haven't lived a life like many people. And that's not coming from my ego. I've been blessed. Absolutely blessed. It's had its challenges. It has had its challenges. It's had its heartbreaks. And sometimes I think about my own story like, whoa, you know, look at the shit that I've done and I've been through. In a different way than most people. You know, as far as where this community pipe bundle has taken me, the fact that I would even be considered a community pipe bundle carrier. Anyway, I know what today is about. And I'm doing my best to keep positive and to keep moving forward. And to at least begin planting a couple of the seeds towards that which I choose to grow. And one of them earlier today was connecting with that feeling of, oh, here's the land, here's the space, and feeling the ocean and the community and the gardens and the animals and the regeneration of the land. I felt it. I felt it. There's like, I have no idea how it's gonna come about. Way too much for, you know, but it was the feeling. Maybe it's not necessarily that space, that particular home, that particular land. Most likely not. But that feeling of, oh wow. And then that feeling of, I've had that well before. And it got yanked right out from underneath me, and I felt like I looked like such a fool. I looked like such a fool. And then all the criticisms. Oh, well, she doesn't have her. She's not elevated enough. She's not keeping the focus good enough. She's not doing this enough. She's Well, fuck all of that. Fuck all of you. Because I was following exactly what my guidance shared with me. And go whole heart in prayer-wise, feeling the vibe. I'm calling it into pieces. It's like this little working it, and then it may not manifest in that particular space for me. At least that's been the past. However, it does manifest in the greater whole, and 9 times out of 10, I'll hear, hey, oh, so-and-so is doing this over there. Wow, cool, it's happening, it's happening. I didn't have to micromanage it. I go on and do the next thing. I've done that over and over and over and over again. I mean, I had a canine bed and breakfast and doggy daycare before it was even heard of. And then, boom, that they came out everywhere. A different kind of a rescue. Anyway, however, this time it's feeling different. Maybe, I don't know. I'm in that confused space right at the moment, where there's this part of me that is like, wow, this would be really, really cool if this would finally manifest, you know? And I could do it. A little microcosm, you know, my own little place. And maybe that's what it'll be. Who knows? But I sure would like for it to be, you know, a nice big plot of land. And there's several of us sisters or family, you know, coming together and working amicably in a really good way, you know, and in a really, really good way. And we each bring our gifts, and, you know, the animals are there, and we're regenerating the land and can, you know, turn it back over, so to speak. We're just stewards. None of us really own it. We're just all stewards. A place to land. I have it right here, right now. I mean, I have my apartment to land in. I don't have transportation. Working on that. I applied for a loan today with my credit union to see if I qualify. And the loan comes through. It's for transportation. Of course, I'm looking at prices of Jeeps and so forth, right? There's this fantasy of, there's this dream I had, you know, and I seen it. I'm like, oh, maybe it's a Jeep. Well, so I went above and beyond what would be necessary for a iron pony going. And yet, at the same time, was kind of like, what could I possibly qualify for, you know? You're talking to someone who has absolutely no credit. And the one thing that I have standing for me is, you know, long-standing member of this particular credit union. And so I have a very, very long history with them. And being a veteran, etc., etc. So it's possible. It is possible. Except I'm going to look at prices, right? We've got shit so ridiculously expensive anymore. I mean, even for a used one, I'm like, wow, what could I buy? And of course, then my soul, my heart, who I have been my entire life. An iron pony rider. I can buy an iron pony. And a good one. A really good one. And then get a little trailer. Haul that, put that grandmother drum on there. Yeah. So, me, elevated. It's not a Jeep. It's okay. Who knows? It's not a plot of land or a house. Not at this time. I want to wait and see what Mother Earth does with this rock and rolling and rumbling. But I got my guts. I got my gut feelings and I have my visions. And I'm keeping those to myself primarily. I've shared with one or two other folks, sisters, but let's see what happens. I want to see if my prediction comes true. So yeah, I have shared it. I'll be happy to write it down and tuck it away and put it somewhere. I want to see what happens. And be here in this space, but yet the ability to be prepared. Makes my heart feel better. I had to go through my fear. That is not who I am anymore. But I felt it creep up. It's kind of like these little miniature volcanic explosions or earthquakes inside of my heart, my chest, and my body. Just bubbling all that stuff out. I love keeping things simple. I love keeping things simple. And at the same time, man, it felt good. It felt so good to like live it up today. Be on vacation. And you know, if nothing else took place, I could live it up. Live it on the road in an elevated way on Raven. And that was what I had prayed for before, was being able to travel and live it up, so to speak, in style, you could say, in a really good way. It's what I know how to do. And yet, it feels good to have a space where I'm very well taken care of. So here's to knowing both, being both, having both. So that I can be of most beneficent myself, for my family, for the critters. But if above and beyond what it looks like, would I actually that's my prayer for tonight. I'm gonna speak it to me and Creator alone. And that's the space that I need to go into.